Okay, well, let's get back into Ecclesiastes chapter 6, and we'll pick up at verse 8. For what more has the wise than the fool? What does the poor man have? Who knows how to walk before the living? Better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering of desire. This also is vanity and grasping for the wind. Whatever one is, for he has been named already, for it is known that he is man, and he cannot contend with him who is mightier than he. Simply put, it's really better to be poor and be able to see what is in your hand than to be rich and always looking for the next big paycheck, so to speak. You know, many times this is the response of those who go on mission trips. They'll go away with this desire to help the needy, but they come back feeling so wealthy themselves, and so like they have way too much. They might have gone maybe feeling like struggling to make it, or that they didn't have enough. But when they see what others survive on and how content they are, quite often they come back and it changes their perspective completely. So really, better is the sight of your eyes than the wandering desire. Life is meant to be lived for the now. Now, we want to plan and save and all that, but don't try to live outside of the moment that you're in. One of the things that I think we need to be careful of at times is I've seen people that, they're really past the years of, say, college. And I'm not saying it's too late to go to college. I'm just saying that sometimes you're in a place in your life where you're going to go back to make up for something that you feel like you missed, but in doing that, you're missing what you should be enjoying right now. Just like some people are looking for, if I can only get, this is where I'm going, and so if I'm working so hard to get there, and they miss the years that they're supposed to be blessed with right now. And we need to be careful, I think, especially as fathers, when it comes to our own children, that we don't look to always be such a great provider that we're not providing them the one thing they need the most, and that is time with ourselves. Don't allow things to control you to the point that you're not enjoying the life that God has given you here now. In verse 10, he says that the past and the future, the past, your recollection of it changes, and the future is not really known. So why get angry with God when God sees everything we can't see anyways? He knows exactly what happened in the past. We can sometimes look in the past and we remember it differently than it really happened. We forget sometimes maybe how bad something was, or maybe even how good something was. But God remembers it accurately, and He knows exactly what it did in your life. And so this is why so many people keep repeating the same mistakes, because they don't look back on their past and reckon it for what it truly was. Or they keep looking forward to something new, and they're missing out on the things that God wants to do today. Well, let's wrap it up. Verse 11 of chapter 6. Since there are many things that increase vanity, how is man the better? For who knows what is good for man in life, all the days of his vain life, which he passes like a shadow? Who can tell a man what will happen after him under the sun? Again, we go back to the recurring theme that life is a wisp. It's vanity, a puff of smoke. What comes, comes. I was having a conversation with a friend once, and as he was talking, I just was thinking to myself, why do we spend so much time pursuing what's not going to last? Because he was completely pursuing things that have never satisfied anybody, and even in his own life they've never satisfied him, but he just couldn't see it, and I could not get him to see it. Our priorities can be so easily skewed by the need of the moment, kind of that either pressing deadline or the next game or the next meeting, and we're constantly planning and pursuing and hoping for a good outcome, but we don't plan for the mistake, or we don't plan for the thing that's going to turn us on our heels, and we deal with it the best as we can, but when something really tragic comes, we're at a loss, because we've poured so much into that pursuit that when it's all falls apart, we haven't invested in our relationship with the Lord, so we don't have the peace that can come in those situations. So listen, only the Lord knows the storm that's coming into your life. Only the Lord knows if your business or your job or your family or your kids are going to be successful. Only He knows. So invest as much as you can in your relationship with the Lord. So whatever comes what may in your life, you will be at peace. Jesus spent a lot of time on teaching us about this in His sermons on where our treasure lies. And kind of the last thing I'd like to do as I wrap up tonight is I'm going to have you guys to just spend some time in prayer. I've asked a couple of guys to lead some prayer groups. But in the prayer group, I want you to discuss these 4 verses, okay? Just talk about them, what you think Jesus meant by them. And then you pray together for your families. If you see someone in your family, or maybe even you, are pursuing things that are distracting to your relationship with the Lord, and then pray about those things together. So we're going to spend the remaining few minutes until the service ends at 8:30 having some time in prayer. And so here's your 4 verses that I'd like you to meditate on and to discuss as small groups. And you can break up into however many small groups are appropriate, so that there's maybe 8 or 10 people in a small group. But here's the verses. Matthew chapter 6, verse 21. Let me read it to you. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So pray about that and discuss that verse. Matthew chapter 19, verse 21. Jesus said to him, if you will be perfect, go and sell all that you have and give it to the poor, and you shall have treasure in heaven, and then come and follow me. Discuss why Jesus would tell this guy to sell all that he had. He didn't tell me to sell all that I have. Why would he tell this guy? And what does that say to us? Next, Luke 6:45. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth that which is good. And an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart brings forth that which is evil. For out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaks. So discuss for a moment the things that are the treasures of your heart. I think it's a good exercise to look at your checkbook for a year, because what you'll find is what has your heart is what is in your checkbook quite often. But discuss together with each other about what are the good things that you can pour into your heart that will be good things that come out of your life. What can you pour in so that the good treasures of your heart are a blessing to those around you? And then the last verse, Luke 12:21. So is he that lays up treasure for himself and is not rich toward God. Read the context surrounding that verse. Have a discussion about the treasures that are laid up for ourselves and when we're not rich toward God, and how that plays out. So break up into a couple of groups, and Stu will kind of help facilitate that. And then just have some prayer time and some discussion time for however much time we have remaining. I hope I haven't preached too long. I love you guys. Thank you for your prayers. I think right now Kathy and I are wrapping up a Bible study with David Gusick at Calvary Chapel, Stone Mountain. So we're so blessed. Oh, I got to tell you, while I was teaching, it was so funny. A friend of mine, Aaron Tehinen, came by to visit, and he was standing on the hill, so I paused the message for a minute to say hi to him. And it's funny because he said when he came to find me, they went to the office, and Pastor Jonathan said, oh, Pastor Tim's up on the hill. He's recording a video message for Sunday. And Aaron says, I knew it. He's up there. He's lost it. He's talking to himself, isn't he? He's up there talking to himself. And there you have it. That's what my friends think. They think I'm crazy. So these are the friends I have koinonia with. There you go. So, hey, I love you guys. Have a blessed evening. I hope you enjoy your conversation, and we'll see you Sunday. God bless.